Welcome back to Frontline News. I'm Cody Ann Barrett. It's now time for Frontline Business. The House of Representatives has approved the withdrawal of $223 million from the Capital Development Fund, CDF, to provide budgetary support to the Jamaica Bauxite Institute for the 2018-2019 financial year. More from Kimberly Broderick.
Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clarke, who moved the withdrawal order, sought to explain how much the amount represents.
Speaker, this amount represents 87% of the total required by the Jamaica Bauxite Institute for operating expenses and capital expenditure for this financial year, and the remaining funding needs are met through interest income, management fees, and technical services offered by the Institute to bauxite companies, such as testing of commercial supplies. Mr. Speaker, we're committed to only withdrawing from the Capital Development Fund in line with the Bauxite Production Levy Act, and in this case to facilitate the budgetary support of the Jamaica Bauxite Institute.
The Finance Minister also highlighted budgetary support that the Institute received in previous years.
Over the last 5 years, Mr. Speaker, the Jamaica Bauxite Institute has received a cumulative amount of $976.76 million in budgetary support from the Capital Development Fund, broken down as follows. In 2013-14, $163.58 million. In 2014-15, $179.18 million. In 2015-16, approximately $200 million. In 2016-17, approximately $211 million, and in 2017-18, approximately $223 million.
The fund was established under the Bauxite Production and Levy Act. It was enacted in 1974 when the proceeds of the bauxite levy were directed. Kimberly Broderick, Frontline Business.
Sagicor Bank is reporting a more than $400 million increase in profit. For the 9-month period ended September 30, the bank generated net profit of $1.48 billion, which was $405 million or 40% more than the same period last year. Sagicor Bank says this performance hinged mainly on the bank's emphasis to grow its loan book and deposit base as well as expand the payments segment. Net interest income of $5.4 billion increased by $504 million or 10% over last year. Coffee farmers in St. Thomas are appealing to the authorities to contemplate giving licenses to small-scale farmers. Their suggestion comes as farmers say they have been left to watch their crops rot after factories stopped taking the commodity nearly 2 weeks ago. The farmers say they want to be given the chance to market their produce as they can no longer depend on factory owners and operators.
A man can just wake up tomorrow because the farmer might say, boy, we need a little more money, right? Him can say, boy, me can sanction the farmers by not buying the coffee. Me I say, free up the license, and most small farmers will try to get the license. The government skyrocket the fees. In a couple weeks, when you normally you would get the license, even say about under 200,000. Now it almost reach $1 million to get a license to export coffee. So what they are saying then, if no money is in coffee, how the fee can raise? That is my biggest question to the government.
In Thursday's trading session, the JC Combined Index declined by 389 points to close at over 300,000. Overall market activity resulted from trading in 60 stocks, of which 16 advanced, 37 declined, and 7 traded firm. The Junior Market Index declined by 12 points to close at 3,173. Stocks advanced for 138 Student Living, CAC 2000, Caribbean Cream, Consolidated Bakeries, and Dolphin Cove. Stocks declined for Barita Investments, Berger Paints, Blue Power Group, Caribbean Cement, and Caribbean Producers. Trading firm were 1834 Investments, Access Financial, CAC 2000, Epley Limited, and GUS Corporation. Jamaica Producers was the volume leader with over 600,000 units, followed by Separate Limited also with over 600,000 units and 1834 Investments with just over 400,000 units. And in news in oil, oil rose on Thursday, stabilizing after losing nearly 7% over the previous 3 days. Though concern over the prospect of an oversupplied market next year continued to weigh on the prices despite OPEC's message that it may cut crude output. Brent crude oil futures were last up 61 cents on the day at $66.73 a barrel, while U.S. crude futures rose 15 cents to $56.14 a barrel. And that's it for Frontline Business. I'm Cody Ann Barrett. Pleasant viewing.